Since we're all over the place and we're venting frustrations, can I vent in frustration?
Absolutely. What are you mad at?
What am I mad at? I think that all white Ford is not going what you think it's going. Yeah, white guy ranting about white people. No.
Welcome to the Who F Knows podcast. I'm Patty V. We got Dave Rainey back, or was he ever gone? We got Mr. Aaron Poole, a.k.a. Pooley. We're excited to have you back. I think tonight is going to be a lot of fun, guys, so stick around, stay through it. If you are bored at any point, maybe you should see your therapist. The official podcast of people everywhere who are in denial. How are we feeling, guys?
How are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. It feels like it's been forever, but it really hasn't.
It has been. It kind of has been.
Yeah.
So, well, for the three of us to be together, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know that we have ever gone 2 weeks not doing one. That's the first time.
Yeah, or we figured it out one way or another where it would be like, hey, we'll just pretend we were together and like I'll record this, you record that. And like,
Yeah.
We've always made it work.
Doing good, man. Life was lifing for 2 weeks in good ways and bad ways. The 2 weeks off, I'm not gonna lie to you. Nice little mental reset. And now I'm ready. I'm ready to pod.
Ready to potty.
So
He just wants to potty.
I'm doing good. I didn't really watch last week. Y'all vacations were good? We don't have to linger on it. I know y'all talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said mine was good.
Yeah, mine was good too. Very family-oriented family trips and
Nice. I did enjoy my bushwhackers for what it's worth. I can't say bushwhackers.
Yeah.
My bushwhacker.
So Dave was in Floribama.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know.
I was next door to Floribama.
Oh, you weren't even in Floribama.
No,
you weren't in the bar. Where were you? Floribama's like a.
I went to Floribama. My condo was here. Floribama was here.
Your condo was next.
We
to
walked
That's
next
dangerous.
door. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's very dangerous.
We didn't know. We were pulling up. I was like, "Is that the Floribama?" And I was like, "Well, we're definitely going now."
Wow.
So yeah, we walked. So we had the condo was here, Floribama was here, and there was a Waffle House across the street. The perfect setup.
So you didn't go anywhere.
yeah, you
Anyway.
could stumble in any direction and be good.
We walked to Floribama. I had one bushwhacker because, first off, I was the only person in the condo that had a bushwhacker before. Delicious.
Oh, phenomenal.
Perfect amount, like very strong. Theirs are a different level of strong than I've had
Yeah,
before.
Floribama's bushwhackers are like nationally known.
Theirs were a little bit stronger than the other ones I've had in the past. And I wanted a second one, but it was 100 degrees outside.
Even better.
No, the milk.
Cold, icy booze drink.
No, but it's not it. It's too much milk and cream. I was like, I can't do
It's
this.
basically boozy ice cream.
Yeah, and it was good. And it wasn't like if I'd have had a second one, it would have immediately put me on the level I was trying to be at, which I eventually got to. But it took many drinks after that, which I didn't have a tab, so I don't know how I ended up getting there. So I guess people were just buying my drinks all night.
I love that.
So that was fun.
It's one of those drinks too. It's like I had it for the first time on my vacation as well, and it was so hot that the consistency starts to get very like liquidy and turns into it ruins the fun of it, like the icy frosty type. I
do have one complaint about it when you say that. So the only other place I've had it is Blind Tiger. And they give you like the thick straws, like a milkshake, like a thick milkshake straw.
2 T's.
They give
2 T's.
Floribama gives you just a regular what?
2 T's. Yeah. Sorry, I was calling out.
2 T's. What are you
I
talking
don't know how you
about?
get to thick with 2
Thick.
C's.
Oh,
it's because
okay.
of that.
All right, I got.
See,
you.
I think of thick.
Yeah, I say C's.
Yeah.
You said 2 T's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't let that go. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you. If I'd have heard it, I'd have been with you. But anyway, they give you the tiny straws, like a little regular straw, and it's so thick you can't.
2 C's.
Yeah, 2 C's. You can't suck it.
What?
You can't suck it out.
Clip it.
Anyway.
clip it.
Pause.
Move on.
No Diddy.
But I had fun. I got
I'm
nice.
lost. I don't know.
I had a good time. My vacation was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. I love to hear it.
Yeah. Did you know it's $245 to jet ski these days for 2 hours?
I've actually never jet skied, so I don't know. Yeah.
I skipped out. I was the only person in the group that skipped out.
Did you guys have to take like the whole Florida operator's license thing to do that? This is a boring topic. I'm sorry, but that was my first
you do. You have to take it's basically getting like a temporary boating license.
Yeah. It took me 45 minutes to do that when we went to Dolphin Island. Or not Dolphin Island, Destin.
Like I said,
Crab
I was
Island.
the only person that sat it out this time because I was like, there's a lot more things I can spend $250. So I sat it out. And I had done it before. And I was like, after 30 minutes, I'm going to be tired. And it was minimum 2 hours. I was like, no thanks. So I sat it out. But yes, they did have to do that.
2 hours seems like a very long time on a jet ski.
It is.
Yeah.
Like hours maybe pushing it.
Like,
Yeah, an hour is good. But it's like they made them do minimum 2 hours. It was $250 a person.
no thanks.
We were going somewhere the next night and I needed money. So I held off.
Enough said.
Enough said.
That's what you could have spent your money on.
That's what I did.
You did.
My money.
Jet skis.
Not that much. Not that much. Anyway, we got topics.
I'm all talked out. I got nothing. I'll be honest. I'm just here. I'm along for the ride.
I feel like I've been building topics for 2 weeks here.
Oh, I've got stuff written down. I just don't remember, and it's not like top of mind. And I want to feel natural tonight. I'm just letting it flow.
Yeah.
Let them titties.
Can I get a rest in peace real quick? Just want to say rest in peace to the founder of Famous Amos Cookies.
Oh, rip.
He passed away last week.
R.I.P. in peace.
Wally. Mr. Wally passed away, 88 years old.
Do you know this man?
Do you know his cookies?
Yeah. Do you know the cookies?
Famous Amos
I'm
Cookies?
just trying to figure out why we're spending. Listen, I hope his family is well. I hope he's in a better place.
That's all.
But we stopped
Played a big part
podcast.
Played a big part of my childhood, man. Some Famous Amos Cookies. Vending machine classic.
Right. I love Famous Amos.
You go to a vending
cookies.
machine, you see Famous Amos in there.
There's 3 of
Lock
us.
me down.
There's 3 of us on this now. You got outvoted. That was important enough to stop.
That's fine.
If you want to broaden it even more, we could say if you go to a vending machine, what are you picking? But
Ooh. He's not picking anything unless it's got like a salad. He's not.
picking the Nutri-Grain granola
chugs a
bars, the Moo skim milk.
Y'all gonna leave me alone. I'll have you know, I was in Atlanta for a week and I had cheeseburgers, wings.
What?
I went to a bowling alley that only had
What?
fried food. I was drinking beer.
What?
Whoa.
More liquor.
Yeah.
More beer.
More beer.
I almost hit a deer the other day, and I want to know why deer are so fucking stupid. Like, have you ever almost hit a deer? Like, have you ever at least seen one sitting on side, like standing on side the road?
Mm-hmm.
It happens right here. Right outside my
I'm fucking
subdivision.
driving, and we made eye contact, and all of a sudden, last second, he's like, "I can do it. I can beat him." And I think I touched him. I really do. I was in my grandpa's truck because I didn't have a car for the last 3 weeks. So I'm in my grandpa's truck is a big Dodge Ram. So the stopping was not quick. And I was like, this is it. This is when I kill a deer. Why? They got to have the brain the size of a peanut. That he's just like, they always wait till the last second. Bitch, you had a half a mile. You saw me see you.
Maybe he's just distracted. It's the light.
I got nothing.
It's the light gets him, I guess.
Yeah. Look
it's
it
like,
up.
ooh, shiny light.
I was just frustrated because I didn't have a car. I was borrowing somebody else's car. Then that car's battery died. So then I had to get another car. And now I'm in somebody else's car. And this car almost hit a deer. And I had another car I would have been without. And I was like, this fucking deer saw me for half a mile. And we could have avoided this whole situation if he'd have just chilled out, let me pass, and then tried to cross.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was thinking, there was
I'm
one.
sweating. It's
He's heated.
yeah, he get me all worked up.
I'm telling you.
Deer.
Listen, he heard Bambi was a star, and he was like, "I'm gonna make my child a star." Watch this.
Since we're all over the place and we're venting frustrations, can I vent in frustration?
Absolutely.
Go for
What are
it.
you mad at?
What am I mad at? I think that all white Ford is not going what you think it's going. Yeah, white guy ran about white people. No.
Sorry.
I like how y'all both went there. Like y'all thought I would
You
immediately.
paused. You did this shit on purpose. You said I all white.
No, but it'll make sense once I finish. All white Ford Explorers should not be sold to the public because I can't count how many times that I'm on the highway and I see a white Ford Explorer behind me and I immediately think police car. Not to say I'm driving over the speed limit.
Yeah.
Because I would never do that. But I don't know. I just don't think the Dodge
It scares you.
Yeah.
Just all white.
All white
Fords. Scare you.
Ford Explorers.
Yeah.
It's just scary. They shouldn't be sold in the public car lots.
You know what makes it even better though? Like after, to your point, after the fact, sometimes like they'll repurpose the cop cars and they won't take the dang.
Oh yeah, like
light
the
off
Crown
of them.
Vics.
And I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
you were clearly a 75-year-old grandmother driving this car.
But you just made me crap my pants thinking I was going over the speed limit. A lot of Dodge like Challengers are like that too. You're just like, oh, cop car, and then you get over the side and it's just like, vroom. You're like, okay, that clearly wasn't a cop car.
Yeah, no,
Not that I would break the law or.
Care.
Do the black ones scare you?
Anyways.
We are tiptoeing some lines.
Yeah.
Here. Goodness,
Talk about
gracious.
having a live podcast.
We're talking about trying to set up a live podcast, and we're like, listen, guys, I don't know. There's some things we probably need to take into account before we do this.
That was just my small rant. Sorry.
I love that. That's great.
Got anything that you're mad about? Oh, peaceful Patty.
Man,
Probably
what am I
this
mad
pod,
about?
The way it's going.
No, pod's fun. We're having a good time. Appreciate you guys, coming over, being back together. It's nice. I don't know what I'm mad about. Yeet. He didn't hit the button, so I just said it anyway. I got nothing. I really got nothing.
Great.
I'm in a good place.
Great
I get
week.
mad, but then I let it go very quickly. So trust me, I got anger issues. You see me get mad, I'm mad.
Yeah.
You've seen it. I get passive aggressive, or I just get loud and angry.
Yeah.
But once I'm not angry anymore, I'm like a psychopath. Like I just move on.
When you're mad, this is kind of a somewhat serious topic.
Okay, let's do it.
If you say you and your wife get in an argument, are you somebody who can keep your anger directed at the source of your anger, or if it's tough because you don't go to like to work.
Yeah.
But I work with people who have arguments and stuff at home, and they come in, they're pissed off at the world. Are you somebody who can keep it directed at the source of your anger, or are you kind of just pissed off at the world that day?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's hard. I think it's hard for most people. If it's not, then kudos.
I think it's a strength of mine that I can keep it separated.
Keep the issues outside the door.
Yeah.
I can mentally be aware of it, and I can know, and then I can feel myself carrying that over. And I think what happens with me is, instead of me being angry towards those other people that had nothing to do with it, I'm just very distant, if that makes sense. Because in my head, I'm like, I got to get through this, and then I'll be present. But that's definitely a struggle. It's not like causing problems for the other people, but it's still, I know it's there. It's lingering. I haven't let it go.
I'm pretty good about, at least especially in the industry I'm in, in hospitality, and especially working in hotels. I feel like I can't go out there and carry that attitude with a guest. I'll have sometimes where I'll come into work or something aggravates me and I'll be agitated, but I'm kind of like you. I just let it simmer a bit and then I'm good. And then I go back out there because I just can't. My job requires me not to be like that. And I feel like that also helps me in a sense that I'm dealing with, not everyone's upset that comes in there, but you deal with some guests sometimes that are just not happy, and you learn over the course of your career how to handle it, and what basically you can't do anything sometimes, and just to wash it off. You're like, hey, it is what it is. Yeah.
I will say I find there are times where if me and my wife get in an argument, or just, I don't want to say an argument, just a disagreement or whatever, I get aggravated. I do find myself getting a little bit more annoyed by the kids quicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I might take it out on them for a second, and then I got to catch myself.
Yeah.
But once I leave the house, I don't know if it's because I'm away from the environment that caused it, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm going to work. I have an hour drive to work, and it kind of...
Oh, that'll calm you for sure.
Well, that's what everybody...
You give me an hour, I'm good.
Anytime I tell somebody I work an hour away, I'm like, it's actually kind of therapeutic to just drive and calm down. So I think that's part of it. Also, I work by myself. I'm alone. That helps. But
you're not alone.
Thanks, buddy. But I think I could go anywhere, and if I had an argument at home, I think I could go anywhere, and nobody would ever know anything was ever wrong with me.
That's fair. Thinking of it in that light, for sure. Because I think a lot of the times what I was mentioning is I struggle with if I have an issue with my daughter or my wife, I'm at home, right? And then I'm angry at home. But if I leave, I'm okay. Like if I go to the gym, I'm fine. If I go anywhere else, I go to, I don't know, shopping or something, like I'm fine. But if I walk out of that and then try and jump into a work meeting, I almost have to fake it until I make it, almost like what you're talking about, because I got clients, I got customers, I can't step in that meeting and be like, man,
you won't believe what just happened.
I mean, there's been times where I've left an argument from my house and came here to do this.
Yeah.
And like you can't tell.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we may talk about it, but like you can't tell through the pod.
I think you've walked in after we had an argument before, which is a little different because I'm still in the environment, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, I just need to get a phone, But I try to let it go.
Yeah. I've said that about this since we started. Like this is almost therapeutic. It's really my favorite. It's like the best part about it.
Mm-hmm. So when did you realize that you had father problems?
That I had what?
Daddy issues.
Well, I've never met him, so pretty early on in life.
You know what's funny? As I was asking that question, I was like, "This is actually a real issue," and I'm asking it
For
anyway.
the both of us.
And we're just,
we're
just gonna say it.
Ditto.
It was like something I was just saying
Can
to
you
be
have
funny.
an issue with someone who was never there?
Well,
One would say that causes the most issues.
I've often wanted to go to therapy because I feel like that is probably the root of like all my anger issues.
Yeah,
That always seems to be like in the movies. That's always the root.
it's always
The problem.
Well, to be fair, and like I'm not a psychologist or what is it, psychiatrist. I guess there's same thing, similar, different. One can prescribe medicine, one can't. Anyways, what I was getting at is, I feel like as a kid, that's who you're around all the time is your parents. So of course that is going to influence how you act later in life. Like that's where you learn everything, rights, wrongs.
I'm definitely gonna need another beer if we start talking about daddy issues.
Well, we once thought your dad was a murderer or something like that.
Listen, I wish I remember what episode that was. What a wild story that was.
No,
we thought he was dead.
And I was like, leaning in, like,
we thought he was dead. It was a story. What a time. What a time.
let me get your beer.
Yeah. Let's see what other you got any other topics, Aaron?
I got a quick fun one.
I have some sports stuff. We can end with that. So you do yours.
So they had a Facebook post, and it was one of those cheesy like birthday and day, but it was a Ocho Cinco one, and it was your birthday is your professional Ocho event. So I was curious. I got everybody's Ocho event, so I just need to know.
Wait. What?
The Ocho event, like Ocho, like ESPN Ocho.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I got everybody's, and I just want to know: do you think you would kick ass in this made up hypothetical event,
Okay.
What?
or would you suck?
I'm
Go
listening.
ahead. Go ahead.
I think if you just keep talking, I'll
Yeah.
connect the dots.
So,
Welcome back.
yeah, or not. So, Dave, your hypothetical sport, your Ocho sport, is competitive cake decorating.
No. Nope. Listen, I've tried to make many a cakes in my life. They never come out good. Never.
Not a baker.
No, the cake itself may come out okay. The decoration part, nah. It's just not happening. No.
Especially being competitive.
Yeah.
You have a time limit. Start panicking.
The only way I'm winning that is if I sabotage the other competitors. Like, I'm not winning competitive cake decorating.
Give them all smash cakes.
Absolutely not. I would love to come on here and like have immense confidence in everything I do. That what are you looking for?
You're gonna see all this in the video and be like, "This is fun content." I had the bottle opener. I lost the bottle opener. I'm sitting here looking for it the whole time you're talking. I'm like,
It was right here.
where did I put it? I just used it to open that.
No
Oh,
cake
boy.
decorating for me.
You like Jeff and bite it.
Oh, you know what? I know where it is. How are you picking these? Like, how did he get cake decorated?
Yeah.
Because that was his day.
Oh.
It was like a month and a day.
Oh, so there's like a okay.
Correct.
So
So
there's a matrix here. That you're
Correct.
going off
All
of.
right.
So
Let's
Patty-
get Patty's and then he can find
Yeah.
the.
yours is extreme grocery bagging.
Ooh,
What is that?
yikes! Yeah, what is that?
Is it just like you're the checkout person?
I'd
and you're-
imagine it's a mix of how fast you can bag and also how responsible you are at bagging. Like, are you putting
putting
heavy
eggs on the bottom.
milk on top of eggs?
Oh, yeah.
Are you smashing the
For sure.
bread?
Yeah, just because I'm catty like that. I want everybody to know. Listen,
You're
This
like,
is
look, I'm gonna be
competitive.
fast. It's not gonna be good. Your bread's gonna be smashed. Your
You
eggs are
get
gonna be
fast and
broken.
good.
Yeah.
You know, what was that little breakdown? You
Yeah.
can have fast, but you can't have good. You
Yeah.
can have good, but you can't have fast. You can have whatever it is.
Story
You can
of my
have
life.
cheap, but you can't have. There you go.
Are you done with that? Because it made me think of a grocery topic.
Yeah,
Oh,
go for
God.
it. Mine was extreme lawn mowing. So
We know you're not.
I thought that was almost like a perfect, if anything is known for my
I don't.
lawn
What
mowing.
is? It sounds like you go through extreme lawn mowing from your past experiences. Am I like a little bit of a psychopath when I go to the grocery?
Yes.
And we've talked in the past about how like I need things to be perfect. We're just gonna pause.
This will be a cut.
There once was a man who sailed. That's it.
Way, way up he rises. Way, way up he rises. Way, way up he rises. Bird eye in the morning. Hit him up and hit him up. What can we talk about? Where Patty's out.
We should have played a game of headbands while he was gone.
It's just rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, we're playing shoot.
Oh, shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Fuck.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Fuck.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah, fuck you.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
anyway, we've
So
talked
this live podcast we're gonna do.
we've talked in the
Make
past.
sure we have the bottle openers on deck.
We've talked in the past about how I'm kind of like psychotic when things need to be perfect.
Oh yeah, that too.
So when I go to the grocery, when I'm loading up the belt, I put all the cold stuff together, all the breads. Is that a normal thing that everybody does, or is that just me? Like I think I'm trying to make. I feel like I'm making their job easier.
That seems like a dangerous game.
What he's doing?
Yes.
Oh, I was like, what I do? I don't know.
Oh, I don't. Still got this.
What?
This is a dangerous game.
This is what I was saying when we were talking about doing this while we were recording. But is that a thing that everybody
No,
does?
I definitely. I don't think it's a psycho thing. I think it's just like a responsible type thing. I do the same thing. Like I don't do it while I have it in the cart, but when I bag it, I'm like, all right, frozen. I try to do like medicine, shampoo, blah blah blah. Here, certain snacks here.
For the three.
That way, when I put it up in the
audio audience
pantry,
people, Patty was pouring a beer while we were doing that.
no, it makes it easier when you get home
next to the
for pantry
sound
purposes. You have all the frozen stuff. It's in one bag. You boom, 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 boom. It's done.
Yeah, I do it because I feel like I'm making. This isn't one of those things where it drives me crazy if I don't do it. I feel like I'm trying to make their job easier. Whether I am or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love to hear from somebody who bags groceries whether that is actually helpful. I feel like it is, but I don't know. Are you this?
I'm the same way. But what am I mad at today? Actually, is I do that all the time, and I feel like they don't take my recommendations.
That is true. They just kind of like take it, and then you go through all this trouble of being like, this goes with this goes with this goes with this, and they're just like,
Yeah. Here's all this cold stuff, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
we're gonna.
no.
I like the ones that bag it as they scan it.
Yeah.
Like I understand some people do. It's like a speed thing, right? Like they're trying to get you out of there. But
Extreme.
I am more like
Grocery bag.
I'm like just do it right. You know what I mean? So like if I give you the cold stuff, take your time, bag it, then scan the next thing. I don't give a shit about this next guy in line. Get my bags right.
You ever had the opposite where you get somebody that literally bags every single item individually?
No.
I've never had that. Do you
That
get
drives me nuts too. I'm like, look, I have 14 items. I don't need 14 bagged items. Unless you're trying to save
Are
up
they
your
all
grocery
glass?
bags.
Are they putting them in like the little brown bags and then?
no?
Okay. Not at all.
Do you ever? So the ones that scan it and let it all pile up, right? So there's a few different types of
Like
baggers.
a Winn-Dixie.
Well, not all Winn sometimes when Dixie will have the extra bagger and they're bagging stuff, but some of them will bag it or will scan a couple things and bag it, or some will scan, bag, and then others will just let it pile up. When they just let it pile up, I go start bagging the groceries because it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
You do that too?
I do that too all the time.
It almost feels like they're asking me to bag the groceries without asking me. I'm like, I don't know if you're just overwhelmed, But this can't happen. Like we need to speed this process up.
This is why I just go to self-checkout everywhere
See,
I
I
go.
was about to say I'm 95% self-checkout. The only like Rouse's doesn't really have a self-checkout, so you're kind of forced to go to the
Yeah, then I have to take to Susan. I don't like that.
Yeah, like look, just bag myself.
But we've
Don't
talked,
judge what I'm
we've talked about this before. I primarily go to Winn-Dixie for groceries. Their self-checkout sucks, dude. Like Walmart is just like scan, put it in the thing, put it back in your basket. Winn-Dixie's like you can scan it, it's got to sit in this little spot for like 30 seconds before you can pull it out and put it in your basket. It always happens where I scan it, I put it in the bag, and then I pull it too soon. And it's like, please put the item back. And I got to put the item back. Like, I can't do all this. I wish everything was just like Sam's, where I can scan and go.
Yeah, you got a premature bagulation problem going on in there. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, maybe.
you're just pulling out too fast.
That's what it sounds
You just
like.
got to take your time.
I don't think he is.
Two kids
He's
would
got
say otherwise.
He's got 2 children. Rough life. That's not. It's great.
You
Kids are
haven't had
great.
a single topic yet.
I got topics. You
I
want
ain't
a topic?
stopped talking. This is gonna be one of those ones where I get a text tomorrow like, "You talked way too fucking much."
We have done that before. That's fair.
I'm
You
like
haven't been here.
Yeah,
I
but I
was
say he's got
I'm
a
like
little
4
excuse.
beers in. I'm in a good mood,
I was just letting you go because I was like, I feel like he's going to say some shit I want to respond to.
brother.
but it
I
hasn't
got
happened yet.
I got
so
stuff. So
that's
go,
okay.
Go ahead.
I have a hot take, and it's
Yes.
food related.
Yes.
And we can discuss this.
See.
Do you wash your chicken?
Yes. You mean just run the water on it, scrub it a little bit with the hand? That's
Sure.
what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Hmm.
Do you cook?
That's a better question. That's
Yeah,
the first question.
See, but I'm a grill guy. I'm a grill and pasta guy. So like the pasta, I don't really have to wash. I feel like, and then
I'm
the
asking
grill.
about chicken.
I know, but I just don't. Even with chicken, like I feel like I either get rotisserie or I don't get
Like pre-cooked?
So no, you
Yeah.
don't cook.
So I don't get frozen. I haven't. It's been a while since I got frozen chicken where I've needed. I feel like I would wash it.
Raw chicken.
But if I get chicken wings,
I'm trying not to.
Do you wash it? Yes or no? See or
does
no?
chicken
see?
wings does chicken wings count as chicken?
Yes.
What? Are
Well,
chicken wings chicken?
Well, it seems like we're talking about like
Buffalo
like
wings count as buffaloes?
I'm thinking you guys are discussing.
I
Just
love that you guys
like
didn't
chicken
attack
breast.
that. Okay.
All chicken.
I don't wash my chicken wings. I've cooked chicken wings before, quicker than enough.
But you wash your chicken breast?
I don't know if I do. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember the last time I had to like cook chicken that wasn't grilled.
If it comes from a chicken, I wash it.
Okay. You wash
about you?
eggs?
Huh?
You wash eggs? It comes from a chicken.
No, if it's chicken, I wash it. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's got a protective barrier.
Smartass.
It's got a
Sorry,
protective
that's just-
barrier.
What has a protective barrier?
Eggs. What
We're
do you-
not talking about eggs. We're talking about chicken.
Yeah,
Chicken
but he
are
said
eggs.
eggs. He
Eggs
just said
are chicken.
eggs. He
Yeah.
said you wash your eggs.
Because it comes from chicken.
Yeah.
Anyways, the reason
I
I
said it
asked
has
the
a
question
protective barrier.
is my hot take is you do not have to wash your chicken. It is a waste of time. And not only is it a waste of time, you're actually then spreading bacteria on other things and causing more problems. When you cook it, you cook the bacteria out of it. There is literally no reason to wash chicken. And I know that there's people out there on the internet that are going to disagree with that. Your mom's taught you wrong. I'm sorry. You're wasting your time. You can just spend your time doing something else. Make a cocktail. I promise you.
I definitely wash the chicken. I don't spread bacteria anywhere because I wash my hands about 100 times when I'm washing chicken.
No. But when you rinse the chicken in the sink or wherever, the stuff is going off of the chicken and then going into the sink. So now your sink is now
wash my
contaminated.
sink.
So I was going to say, so now you have to spend time washing your sink. If you just pat the chicken with a paper towel, throw the paper towel away, and then season it up and cook it however you're going to cook it.
I don't like the sliminess of it.
It's not slimy after you cook it.
It's slimy when before it's cooked. I don't like it. I
Like
wash
while
it
you're
off.
handling it, you don't like
Yeah,
that it's a
I
little
wash it
slimy.
off.
I get that. I understand the texture or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. Like, I get it, but it is not required. I just want the world to know that from a scientific standpoint.
I guess I'm gonna still wash my chicken.
That's fine.
Like I don't thoroughly wash it. It's just enough to get that feeling off of it, and then because a lot of times I'll buy the big pack of it, and I'm only cooking like 2 of them, and I'm vacuum sealing the rest.
I get that.
And when you try to vacuum seal it with that stuff on it, it messes it up. So that's part of it too. But it just feels gross, and I don't like it. So I wash it.
I can respect it.
I also
want
was
you
like,
to know.
I feel like I was also raised that you're supposed to do it, and I think it's just.
Yeah, I was too. I was too.
And you're like So I wash my sink beforehand because the easiest thing to do is just put them in the sink after you rinse them off. So I wash the sink beforehand, or I'll have a strainer or something and put them all in the strainer, and then I wash the sink afterwards.
I'm a cutting board guy. I'm not gonna lie.
I do it, and then I put them on the cutting board.
Okay,
but yeah, it's a whole process. I wash my sink like 3 or 4 times. I wash my hands about 10 times while I'm doing it.
That's fair. I mean,
I'm not somebody that washes it with my hands and then goes touch a million things. There are people that do that.
That's what I'm saying. So those people out there that think that you're doing something great when you're rinsing your chicken off in the sink, you're just putting bacteria everywhere. You better wash all that stuff up.
Yeah, like there are people that will do it and then go touch the cabinet to get the season. Like everything I'm about to use is out already. Mm-hmm. Nothing gets spread around. I'm very...
That's good. You're very clean, very protected.
I don't like that.
You use protection.
Mm-hmm. Again, my 2 kids would say otherwise.
Okay.
We don't know what Aaron does. We don't even know if he cooks.
I'm a grill man.
Aaron's
it doesn't matter if you're a grill
does.
man. No, it doesn't.
I'm a grill person.
If I go to Rouse's, I'm getting the meat that's already raw. I'm not getting frozen stuff.
What? It doesn't matter.
Are you so wait.
Why do I need that?
We're not talking about it being frozen. We're just talking about whether it's frozen or not frozen. It's raw chicken. Do you wash it before you grill it?
Do you know what raw means?
No.
First question.
I don't.
His son would.
Yeah, so let's say otherwise. No. I do not wash any poultry, any meat. I just don't.
That's. I mean, I don't wash chicken.
I'm
so
in the same boat as you. If you grill it, it kills it.
I'm not convinced that you don't, because I don't even think you know what we're asking you.
I know what you're saying.
I don't even know if you cook. I'll be honest with you.
He does grill. No, he does grill. I can vouch for that. Mm-hmm. But I don't understand why you think grilling is like a different form of.
I guess for some reason in my head I'm like separating frozen chicken and regular chicken. As being two separate entities.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was wondering why you were doing that, because I was like, did somebody say something about frozen chicken?
Yeah.
Why would you wash frozen chicken? Why would you wash chicken in general? But that's a whole other topic that we just talked about. I have another hot take.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
You want me to just keep going with random thoughts I have?
Yes.
So while I was thinking of food hot takes, I also think cotton candy is a waste of time.
What?
It's a waste of time.
To make or eat.
Both.
I enjoy some cotton candy.
So do I.
First of all, it disappears in like 3 seconds. Okay, there's a reason why those little videos with the raccoons are so sad.
It goes to wash it
because it's gone.
Yeah.
It like
you think the raccoon washes his chicken?
I don't. A raccoon might wash his chicken. I don't know. Do raccoons eat meat? I'm so confused. I don't know.
Does it make them carnivores?
No, you know what? They probably don't, because they grill. All right.
Yeah. Is it frozen cotton candy or is it regular cotton candy?
Oh man,
no, I enjoy some cotton candy, man. I take me to a ballpark or a concert and go to fairground. I love some cotton candy.
Overrated.
Very expensive for
it's just
kind of what it is.
So
it's air.
It's air. You're eating air.
Sugary air. Yeah. Listen, I like sugar. I don't know what to tell you.
It's like the things in Vegas, like the flavored oxygen. It's like.
Yeah,
you're just breathing in. It's basically cotton candy.
Yeah, they probably took cotton candy, the raccoon stuck it in the water, and then they like turned that into gas somehow.
Now you're breathing it. Here, breathe it in.
I like cotton candy. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy cotton candy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm a big cotton candy guy.
Short-lived.
I'm just gonna have to disagree. Yeah, it is short-lived. You're right, but also it can be a disaster.
Very sticky.
You can't share cotton candy with your kids because they're gonna just ruin it. They're gonna just make it.
What are they gonna do with it? It's gonna be gone.
Kids want to just bite it off the thing. Like I like to tear it because once it gets wet,
it's gone.
Yeah, and kids will just try to like lick it and bite it straight from the thing, and it ruins the entire thing. Yeah. You gotta tear the key to cotton candy. Okay, you keep it in the bag. You pull it with the bag. Like you basically use the bag as a glove, and you feed it to yourself so that it doesn't get sticky. Kids will ruin the whole thing.
Yeah, I thank you for the training session.
Kids ruin everything.
I really like people out there needed that.
Yeah, kids ruin the life lesson there is kids ruin everything.
Jeez. Goodness gracious.
What else you got? What else are your hot takes you have?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
see
That was-
I don't like
Those
your
were
hot
the
takes
two.
because it makes me feel like that's kind of your, what are you mad at?
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I've got more. There's more. I have a thought. Listening is a skill. Like legitimately, like not hearing. I mean, listening. So many people don't listen to what the other person is saying, and they just want to talk and respond, and they don't actually understand what is being said to them. You all have a problem with it. I guarantee it. Even I have a problem with it. Okay. Listen to each other. That's it. That's my only thought.
What'd you say?
Hopefully they were listening to this and heard that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. No, I was the one.
I think retention.
I can't go into that. Actually.
Gotta be honest. Not as interested in that one as the other ones.
No, I think it's a retention thing too, though. It's retention more than listening. I feel like listening is a skill, but it's more so listening and retention of it.
It's like listening and like comprehending, like understanding what was just said to you, thinking about what was just said to you, and then actually having some type of thought or response to it.
Yeah, because someone could talk to me for 3 minutes straight, and I will listen the entire time, and then they're like, "What did you say?" And sometimes
I don't know.
It's just caring about what the other person is saying.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
Maybe.
it's deeper.
Yeah, maybe it's retention and care.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that. That's
less,
fine.
less the care, the less you listen.
Yeah.
I just put it all under listening.
Yeah, you're like, look, I tuned you out 2 minutes ago.
That's fair.
That is fair.
If you told me that, I would respect it so much.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. If I tell you something, I would much rather you just be like, "Look, brother, I didn't hear anything you said,"
Yeah.
rather than try to just fake a conversation.
Yeah.
Just
Listen,
tell me you didn't care.
I heard you speaking. I'm going to be honest with you, but I did not pay attention. Okay. All right. Fine.
Hey, look,
Do
here's
you want to hear it?
Yeah,
No?
it's
All right,
either
screw
at that point it's like, oh well, or it's like a hey, look, basically what I said was blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a synopsis of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll move on. That one sucked. We're going downhill with mine. So
It was
let's move
okay.
to something
It was
else.
okay. I think I live in the same neighborhood as the laziest person in the world. I was coming home the other day, and so my neighborhood, same as your neighborhood, we have the mailbox, the group mailboxes, like the apartment style mailboxes. I watched this guy walk out his house, get in his car. His house is here. The mailbox is across the street, literally across the street. Got in his car, drove to the mailbox, got his mail, drove back to his house. He had to back out, turn, like literally just back out, turn, and if he just turned the other way, he went into the driveway for the mailboxes, backed out, and went right back in his driveway and went back in his house.
Goodness.
Didn't even walk across the street. And it wasn't like I don't mean this to be rude, but it wasn't somebody that was like overweight or anything like that. Like it was a cop, like he was in shape. And I was driving. I had to stop so that it was so quick that I waited for him to do both.
Is it bad that my first thought after you said it's a cop is I'm running from him? If he ever pulls me over, I'm running. He ain't following me.
No.
I wanted to ask this earlier because he was in the black Charger, and I was like, but I don't know if I stopped and waited because it was so quick, or I was just like dumbfounded.
Couldn't process it fast enough
I was
before
like, "Are
he was
you
back
kidding
in his
me right
driveway.
now? Like you backed out." He literally could have just went straight back into the driveway for
Goodness
the mailboxes
gracious.
and then pulled right back in. I was like, "There's no way we've reached this point in the world where people are this lazy."
Maybe.
I heard the other day
tell
that I got a
So excited.
like an at home gym basically. It came with like a weight set and everything. It comes with classes and you do the classes.
Nice.
And it's got coaches. And he was saying our ancestors used to walk something like 19 and a half miles a day or something like that. Do you know how much the average person walks today?
Oh, goodness. No. The average person, like 3 miles, maybe?
A third of a mile.
Wow. That's rough.
It was very depressing to
That
hear.
is depressing. I walk more than a third of a mile.
That guy proved it. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, there's no way we're this lazy. And then I did this little class, and I was like, maybe we are that lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta think about it. You're doing a class where you're sitting in one spot.
But I'm working out. I'm lifting weights. I'm doing workouts.
Yeah, I guess.
Like at least I'm working out. Like I'm burning calories.
I think it's a lot different.
Brother, there's
Back
no
when
excuse for
ancestors-
driving out of your driveway across the street.
Well, I just mean like a third of a
maybe
mile.
15 yards.
A lot of office jobs. A
That
lot
would
of
have been a third of a mile.
Yeah.
No, not really. But that's wild.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of anything that I I think that I do right now that is just like the epitome of lazy, and I really can't, off the top of my head, really think anything. I'm like, man, I do this. That's pretty lazy.
I don't want to come across as somebody who doesn't have lazy moments because I absolutely do.
Mm.
But I've never gotten to the point where I can't walk across the street to get my mail.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It is wild.
That's
insane.
nuts.
And I know it's hot as balls outside, but that's still like you were out of your car just as long as you would have been.
Your car wasn't even started long enough for it to cool down.
Now, I will say when I lived in an apartment complex in Lafayette, the trash was like way on the other side of the apartment complex. Mm-hmm. And I would get my trash, throw it on my hood.
That's fair.
And drive across.
But that's normal. I feel like that's normal.
Yeah.
Like so many people do that. Why would you carry your trash? Are we barbarians? Like what?
We have vehicles.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that happened like 3 weeks ago. I've been wanting to tell you all about that for 3 weeks.
Oh boy.
I couldn't believe it.
Well,
I legitimately couldn't believe it.
I had a little story that's kind of like
Let's go.
something that is
Pod
you can
forever.
almost categorize it as being lazy. We had a guest that parked in front of my hotel. They got a ticket from the meter maid.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, as a nice person I am, I say, "Look, I'll take care of it." You know, you parked in front of a ramp. It was full. You know, I'll take care of it. So, the weekend goes by, and I would go to pay for it on Monday, and she emails me, say, "Hey, just what's the follow up?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna pay it today for you." And she says, "Just send me the receipt when you're done." I said, "Yeah, absolutely." So I go to City of New Orleans. I go to pay the parking ticket. I get my card on there, enter the citation, and it says, a pop-up comes up and says, "You have other citations. Would you like to pay these as well?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." But then there was a little part of me I was like, sure, why not? Let's see how many tickets this person has. I have a screenshot of her picture. Just take a guess. This lady is from Georgia. Guess the amount of the dollar amount that she owed in parking tickets.
How much is one parking ticket these days?
$40.
Like, I was gonna say like 35.
It used to be like 20 something.
Yeah, it depends if
I
it's
used
like
to tell
meters or.
I used to tell people just park on the street and don't pay the thing. It's cheaper than parking in any lot around the city. So
Take a
I'm
guess.
gonna say $450.
Patty?
I don't care. I'm gonna be honest, and it's not that I don't care about the story, but I have thoughts about parking tickets in general. You could probably look me up.
Yeah. Well, I
don't
guarantee
get paid, buddy.
you're not touching this lady. I'm gonna say it, but I just wanted to show you guys first.
What?
That's
a lot of
There's
digits.
so many numbers on this page, and it was far away.
So the number is $129,789.50.
That's a house.
So
That's a small house.
needless to say, I emailed the lady back, said, "Look, I'm not gonna pay your parking ticket because when I went to pay it said you owed almost $130,000 in parking tickets." And I said, "I'm not trying to get the police after me now that they have a valid card on there, and then I try to get hit with $130,000 in parking tickets."
Oh,
So
buddy.
Is it lazy that you're just like, I'm not paying them? Or it just gets to a point like 130. How is this lady not wanted from the law?
Listen,
I have an answer.
No, go ahead.
They
Go ahead.
don't. They don't come after you. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. And the second you realize that, you just move on with life.
That's what this ladies do.
How you get $130,000. That's
Oh my
insane.
God.
Maybe she works in the city and she's just always just like, I don't care.
But that's like, and she was driving a Toyota Camry, so that's like 4 Toyota Camrys.
That is
100
Dude, it's a
30.
small house.
Yeah,
Like it's a very small house, but it's a condo at least.
130,000.
Oh my
good for her.
goodness.
She's just like, what are they gonna do?
6
And so,
years.
Yeah,
my thought is like, you're asking for a receipt, but I'm like, do you really care?
That's what gets
Do
me.
you really care? Like, you have 130,000. Is this $40 gonna make or break? Like,
Did she respond?
No,
I can't even.
I reimbursed her
comprehend this right
from the hotel side.
Okay.
But I said, look, you paid for valet. I'll reimburse it that side, but I'm not putting any kind of valid card anywhere near your $130,000 in parking tickets.
That's crazy.
But how does she not? The meter maid who writes up the ticket, it doesn't pop up. Hey, this person is
I don't know.
wanted from the law.
Listen, if you're the meter maid, at some point you just don't write the ticket. You're like, this person is not going to pay this.
I don't think they see that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think they're just
they
spitting out
can't.
tickets and move them on.
Right, because they at some point they'd call somebody and be like, hey.
I used to assume when I was younger that they would boot you, like if you had unpaid parking tickets, and then I realized they never did, and I was like,
No,
All
the
right.
only time you get a boot in the city is like if you're in one of the lots and you don't pay for the lot.
Yeah.
If you're just on the street,
to be fair, I don't have unpaid parking tickets. I have the camera tickets, and
yeah.
I'm like, they ain't never.
that's
getting
for
paid.
a company out in Arizona.
Ever.
Don't, no, that's a scam.
I wonder if they wrap them together though in like what you owe the city on this website. That's what I'm curious about.
I am flabbergasted at that number. Like, I don't even understand how you get to that.
I don't either.
That's like,
At like $40 a pop.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
I think
What's
it's
the
at,
math
I think
here?
it's at, I think it's at,
yeah.
I think it's at 1,600 violations or something like that. It was
I
something
don't even know if
absurd.
Oh my goodness.
What was that? Just let's hypothetical 129,000 divided by 40. It's
Like, good for
3,200.
Good for her, I guess, sticking to her guns.
3250 is what the
Yeah. Like,
goodness.
good for her.
How
sticking-
old was she? Hold on.
Yeah.
Is she like 60?
No, she was like 40s maybe.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
But it's like, I guess to a point that it's just like, what are you gonna do?
Listen, like I get it. Like I get not wanting to pay it. But just like once it got to a couple $100 for me, I would have to pay it. Like I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'd give in. Like it just something in me would be like, no, I got to pay this.
How do you not fear for your life knowing that you owe
The
$130,000?
fear of something is going to happen where somebody's going to come to me one day and be like, yo, you owe 130 grand. And I'm gonna be like,
Just pray you don't get pulled over.
well, this is my last day. Like,
What are you going to do, buddy?
I don't know, man.
What are you going to do?
do you take installment plans
I'll pay you $20 a month.
over the course of like
I can't pay
60
that?
years?
Guess I won't pay you.
Yeah.
But even that, like, I don't want to pay. No. $120 a month?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Come on.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's
I don't know if I
nuts,
could get
dude.
that far, but that's first of all, I would never be in the position.
Yeah.
I don't need, like right now. If you looked me up, it might be $80.
Yeah.
We've spent too much time on this topic, but you threw my whole night off. Like, I don't even. I just want to have a sit down with this lady and just walk through her life. I want to know what she's done, what she did for a living, why she was in the city so much. Like,
Yeah. What's her backstory?
what's the
What's her
strategy
origin
here?
story?
Because clearly she's getting away with it. Like,
I want to play a game.
yeah.
Let's switch this up.
Okay.
And this is gonna be totally random. It's
it.
something I think we did this once before, word association, but the stuff didn't go out right. But here's how I want to do it. Instead of last time when the audio didn't really work very well, I would say a word and then you two would chime in. But I want to have more fun with it because I want to be able to be random too. So I think we take turns and we each just like I'll say a word and then you two can say whatever comes to mind. Okay. But then after that, we'll go like clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever. Then you say a word and then we can say what comes to our mind. We can do it until, we get bored with it. No?
No,
Doesn't seem
we could
interesting.
do it. The
You
problem,
can't just say a word.
that's hard. That is the hard part of this game. We could go for it. Let's go.
Pterodactyl. No, but I'm saying like you can't just say like, panic and say a word. Just whatever comes to mind. Okay, first word for me. I'll go first, and then we'll go Dave, and then whatever. So I'll say brunch.
You go.
Underrated.
First thing literally the first word.
The first thing that came to mind was Patty, because you're my brunch buddy.
Great.
But that
love
felt
that.
lame.
That's okay. I like that.
Would you say underrated?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely underrated. Is it underrated?
I think
feel
it's
like now
properly
it's probably
rated.
like
Yeah.
properly
Is
rated.
it?
People
It's properly
know
rated.
and love brunch these days.
Yeah. Good brunch spots.
Yeah. Or say a word.
I know you're not a fast food guy, but McDonald's extended the breakfast till 11:30 a.m.
No. I did have Chick-fil-A.
It was 10:30. That's
I had Chick-fil-A breakfast 2 days ago. It was good.
that's top tier.
It was really good.
Lizzo.
Fat. I'll say it. I mean,
I'm not gonna say what in the room made me think of Lizzo.
What?
There's games on the thing over there, and
yeah.
it made me
I see what you're coming from.
think of Lizzo.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
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 This is why I wouldn't play the game.
I was gonna say nails because I literally just thought of the song.
What? Okay. All right.
yeah.
I got you. Aaron. This isn't going as well
The
as you
game
thought
was
it
Hungry Hungry Hippos, by the way, guys. I just want to put him on blast real quick.
Aaron said fats. I'm not alone here. Shout out to her, though, because she's doing this fitness journey
She
now
is.
that I've seen.
Good for her.
Yeah, and she's promoting it. Good for her.
She's an asshole to her staff.
Listen, I'm all about body positivity. I really am. I was fat a long time ago. I'm still fat, if you ask me. But that's probably just something that's ingrained in my head from being a child, like we talked about earlier. That's a callback, ladies and gentlemen.
Jail.
We can move on. Oh,
Jail.
Dennis Rodman. I don't know why. That's the first thing that came to mind.
I'm not good at this game. Like nothing. I'm just blank. I have nothing. Like literally nothing.
If I were interviewing you and you couldn't do this, you ain't getting hired.
That's fine.
That's just
like
where my brain goes.
If this is your way to interview me, I don't know if this is where I want to work.
These are unorthodox interview questions. You can't think on your toes, is what I'm learning. You can't
Fight
think
or
on your
flight.
toes. There's no like.
Okay.
Listen, you're like the deer in headlights. You don't know how to react.
Yeah, you're the deer. You just got hit by the Dodge Ram.
It's fine.
Jail.
I'll go back and forth with the interviewer for days about how this is a stupid process.
I'm just saying.
It's fun. But I got nothing. I literally nothing comes to mind. I'm just blank.
Way to kill my game.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Last time you said Hulk Hogan, I had plenty answers for that one.
Nothing comes to mind for jail? Nothing.
No, like literally, literally nothing. There's nothing in my brain right now.
The word jail, nothing flashes. Not even like bars.
You say jail, I think jail.
What does jail look like? Your brain doesn't go anywhere?
Orange is the new black.
Perfect. Great. That's an answer.
You like that show?
That was okay. I watched like the first like 2 seasons.
Yeah, it was
and then
definitely a show that fell off.
Yeah.
After the first couple seasons,
I got bored with it.
it had a moment though.
It was interesting. A lot of lesbian sex.
Yeah,
Which really,
yeah.
I didn't know how to take it at first. Watched it with my ex.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I was allowed to be like, like anytime. First of all, let's take this. step
Yeah,
back.
here we go.
Anytime you're watching a movie
Yeah.
with anyone, right, and like a sex scene comes on, it's like, how do I react? What do I do? I don't know how to.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to
do I
watch?
pay attention? Do I
Should I
not
look
pay
at the wall?
attention? Yeah.
Do I close my eyes? Like what do I do? Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Fair.
We'll try to watch some shows sometimes that's not very kid appropriate, that has some scenes and son's just playing in the living room and we're like, as soon as it comes on, we're like, hey buddy, whoa, hey, what you playing with? And he's just like, and in the background it's just like totally not what it should be.
Yeah. I didn't know what the movie Don John was about. Have you ever seen the movie Don John?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you this story and then I'll tell you what the movie's about. So, my ex and I would randomly do like movie night with her parents and we would like pick movies. They would pick movies, whatever. And all we knew was like the actors in it. And we were like, oh, like we love those actors. The previews didn't look bad at all. It looked like a romance or like a love story drama type thing. Anyways, so we start watching this movie. We sit down with her parents. And about 5 minutes into this movie, we realize the movie is about the lead character is addicted to pornography. And the entire movie is like sex scenes, him jerking off. Like he breaks up with this girl because he's addicted to pornography, and then he's like looking for love, and some like 60-year-old teaches him how to make love. It is the weirdest movie to watch with your girlfriend's parents. It was really.
You ever seen Jarhead?
Yeah.
Like the very first scene where he's got his girl above the headboard. Watch that with my very Southern grandparents, Baptist, like definitely not a movie that we thought was just a military movie. And then 3 minutes into the movie, it's like boom, 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 boom. We're like, okay, well, this is
What's crazy
couldn't
is
get more awkward.
it is kind of just a military movie. But the beginning.
Yeah, it doesn't set up for like there's like that in one other scene, but I was like, okay, wow, this is couldn't be more awkward. Like at that point, you just got to keep watching the movie.
You just roll with it. We were 5 minutes
Okay,
in.
look, we all saw it. It is what it is.
We're doing this, I guess. We're just okay.
Who was I was talking to Chad and I were talking about the movie that what's her name? The chick from Superbad. Blanking on her name right now. I don't know. But she plays, it's like a recent movie. She has like a child's mind or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. You lost
Emma
me.
Stone. Emma Stone.
I know what that is.
And he said she's like basically full nude the entire movie.
Weird.
And he watched, like, they didn't know that going into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it was like the most awkward viewing experience ever. And we talked about it with the one with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
How
her newer movie?
Yeah, where she's like dating the kid or whatever.
Wasn't that pretty known that was like a really raunchy movie though?
But it's just it's just one scene.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it's one scene where she like is fully unclothed and like.
But like
power
somebody can
slams a
tell
guy.
you what's coming, but it doesn't do the scene justice.
Especially because they said she didn't have a person fill in or anything. Like it was her like filming it, and you're just like,
yeah,
is this Hunger Games?
That's that's kind of how it felt like watching Game of Thrones with somebody for the first time. Like you don't know what you're getting into.
Game of Thrones is very.
So I didn't watch the first few episodes with anyone. I just like turned it on, and then I did try to watch one random episode with my wife, and I was like trying to explain to her. Okay, listen. There's gonna be some weird things that happen. We just got to power through it together.
You want to know what's weird though? Like my grandma watches Game of Thrones, and she would call me about every episode, and we wouldn't talk about that. Like we would never talk about those scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my head, I'm like, I know what happened in this episode, and we both watched it, and it's weird. Like, please do not ask me about what is going on.
Yeah.
Listen, I think that's why my wife couldn't watch it.
Especially when you start talking about Game of Thrones, because there's like incest involved.
That's what I'm talking
yeah.
about. It's like, this it's just like the first episode is like the sister and brother, and it's like, what the fuck? But everything else was cool. I was like, the first 2 minutes, like there's blood everywhere. I was like, what is happening?
Definitely some things you just got to look past with Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like, is what it is. Suspend some disbelief here a little bit.
It's kind of weird how that's just like, even with House of Dragons and stuff like that.
You have to.
You're just like, that's how it was back then, maybe.
There are people that refuse to watch it because of that.
I mean, to each other.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm
weird.
also like, I'm somebody that's like, it's a show. I understand that even if
these
this
two actors aren't actually related.
Yeah, even if this is a real time, I can understand that back then was completely different than. Not that it was a real time, because I don't know, maybe it was real. Maybe there were dragons. Who knows?
Well, depending on your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We kind of had we didn't, it wasn't on the podcast last week, but I had a topic I brought up, but we already exhausted it. So now I don't want to bring it up. Sorry, you weren't here for it. So now he's staring at me like, whoa, what's the topic? I kind of want to know.
We saved the HOA topic from last week.
Yeah, but it feels like the moment has passed.
Am I allowed to leave the camera like you did for like 30 seconds?
Do you have to use the bathroom? Yeah. I mean, we're at 58
Because I have
minutes.
more I want to talk about, but we could also just wrap this up and do and just keep it going afterwards.
We could do that. Let's do an after
Because it's
show.
all kind of sports related. It might make for a good.
Yeah. I feel like we're already doing after show topics right now, so we could probably close this thing out and then just talk. Hey, listen, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for sticking around with us. Like I said in the beginning, it was going to be fun. I hope it was fun. If it wasn't fun for you, like I said, you probably need to see a therapist, which is odd because we talked about that a little bit during this show.
Mm-hmm. We get deep on this podcast.
That's a
That's what
callback.
she said. Sometimes we do.
Yeah. I just like
I
saying
did
that's
have
a callback.
one more like serious topic.
Oh my God. I just tried to close out.
Well, he said we get deep. I had one more topic. It would touch all the topics I had.
Okay. We're going to stick
do
around
that?
for one more. And then there is probably going to be a post show as well.
Yeah. I was watching a show and they kind of talked about this. What is something you wish your kids could understand now instead of them having to learn through the experience of life?
Oh man, there's so many things that come to mind.
Deep topic.
Right now, today, and this is just because it hits near and dear to me, is I want her to understand how to prioritize health and like what you're consuming, and that, listen, baby, I know that you like donuts and ice cream and all these things, and you can have them, and I'm walking that line of like, I don't want it to be a problem where I'm creating an eating disorder, but I need you to understand, like, we got to be mindful of what we're putting in our body. That's the thing right now that I wish she could know and not have to learn the hard way at 15, and maybe she's looking in the mirror and she doesn't like how she looks. That hurts my feelings because I don't want her to think she's less than, those types of things. But I also know there's going to be a lot more that comes when she gets older that I'm going to be like, oh, I wish you knew now to not go do this because,
I mean, mine's kind of just like, my problem with mine is I think it's only going to get worse as time goes by, and it's just, just technology and just being so ingrained and not living in the moment and just being able to, like, we grew up just outside, playing outside, and not to say he's not going to do that, but it's just like, it's in like everybody's household. It's, you got these shows, and a lot of people they're going to daycare and school and stuff, but they're learning through like Miss Rachel and YouTube shows, and it's like so much stuff on iPads and iPhones and TVs, and it's just like, I don't want him to grow up like thinking that that's the only way of communication. Like, you can go outside, you can go play with your friends, you can go do this, but like there's also part of me that's thinking that, is it really going to get better, or is it just going to get worse as technology advances and things happen? So I don't know. It's just like, I wish I could prepare him just to, to live in the moment and just appreciate the friends and just do stuff outside of just watching something on the screen.
Yeah. I think, so like right now, my kids are young. I think as they get older, like into their teenage years, like an obvious answer would be like the value of like money, understanding money.
Yeah, that's important.
But like right now, like the value of relationships, like just being good, like being good to people and having real friends and just learning to understand people are different. I guess is the best way to put it. Like, understanding that people have different beliefs and values than you, I guess, is the best way to put it. And the things you believe, or especially in like this day and age, the things you believe will not always be on par with things that others believe in. But that doesn't mean you can't have a relationship with those people.
Yeah.
And find a common ground with them.
I love that. I love that. You guys got deep. I like that.
Yeah, he mentioned it. I completely forgot about that topic, and I'm sorry I kept the episode going after you tried to close it out. But when he mentioned it, it made me think of it, and it felt like a good topic.
That was really good. I feel like I'll keep talking, but we could probably close it out.
Well, I did have I've been watching Chris Van Vliet's podcast a lot, and we kind of just got somewhat sentimental just now. And he ends every interview with just having the person say something they're thankful for. Okay. I feel like we should start doing something similar.
That could be cool.
Just one thing you're thankful for every week.
It might be the same thing every week, to be honest.
It's fun.
I feel like I'm always thankful for family, but I'll try and go out of left field here. I'm thankful for, if we're going to do that, I'm thankful for how far I've come in life. A lot of people, maybe who grew up with me, have seen me kind of transition into who I am now. And sometimes I reflect and I look back and I'm just like kind of blown away at where I am, who I've become. And this isn't me like trying to like build myself up, because I think there's still a lot I need to do. But I don't know how to say this without like offending other people, because this isn't meant to offend other people. I grew up a contractor's son. I mean, we didn't even have a kitchen. Like, our front door didn't lock. We washed dishes in a bathtub. Like, these are the extremes I can say about like how I grew up. I can remember our power being cut off constantly. And now being able to work in tech and like rub elbows with these really weird people with who I love. Yeah. It's just interesting to see how far I've come from childhood to now, and the difference between my kids' lives and my life. And that's not to say I didn't have a good childhood. I'm going on this whole tangent now. That's not to say I didn't have a good childhood, because I've absolutely freaking love my father and my mother and everything they did for me. But yeah, just that's what I'm thankful for. Just seeing, maybe it's the sacrifice they made to get me where I am is, I guess, what I'm saying that I'm thankful for. Maybe it's the one thing I can point to.
I feel like this was a good topic. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I like this.
Yeah, I think mine's kind of very similar. As much as, especially with a second baby on the way, sometimes you think like, can we do it? Can we do this? And you have to realize there's a lot of people less fortunate than the situation that I'm at and my family's at. And I think back kind of in the same vein. Even like college days. Me and my wife were living it was my fiance at the time, living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I had, negative amount of money in my bank account. Like, I remember crying to her saying like, how can I do this? Like, I don't have my life going on. And just to be at this point now where, we have a house, we have a bed to sleep in, we have food on the table every day. We have a son, we have a second son on the way. I'm able to provide for him. If I go to Walmart, I can get him a toy or a car, and and just being able to provide for my family and us to live this life that with a second kid on the way, you're like, man, can we really do this? It's like, but we're at a point in our lives that we're in a pretty good spot, and if we made it this far compared to what it was before, sometimes it's really tough to be in certain situations and just be like, man, how are we going to do it? This sucks. But then you have to take back time and reflect and say, look, I got a place to sleep. I got a roof over my head. I got insurance. We got cars. We can drive to work. We can provide food for our sons. We get to bathe him every night. We get to have his clothes that he gets to go to sleep in. We got a lot of things that there is to be thankful for that I think sometimes, not me included, but a lot of people just don't realize what they have sometimes. And, sometimes it's just, you gotta be thankful every once in a while and just take a moment of reflection and appreciate what you have instead of focusing on what you don't have or what you could have.
Come on.
That's kind of
comparison is the thief of joy.
Yep.
Great saying.
Mm-hmm. Just to go with something different, I guess. I'm thankful for like real friendships. I just went on a bachelor party for someone who I've been friends with since first grade, and I'm 30 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So him and our other Chad, our other friend, all three of us like grew up together since first grade, and through all the different things we've been through, and Katrina and being separated and being able to stay together, and then even we've been friends for damn near probably 15 years now. And then we've only been friends for a few years, but it's like family already. So I value like real friendship. So it's even when life gets tough, like you have these people that you can just always fall back on. And I'm thankful for that. It's nice to always feel like, because you go through these problems in your relationship, your marriage or whatever. And of course, even if you're in arguments and stuff, like they're always there for you. Of course. But it's nice to have other people that have been with you your whole life or feel like they've been with you your whole life that you can just fall back on. That like I know if I'm going through something with my kids, or we've had conversations before where I'm dealing with something with my son and be like, well, how have you handled this? Yeah. Because you have an older son. So it's nice to have people you can bounce these things off that are like real friends. So I'm thankful for real friendships and real relationships.
Hell yeah.
I think as you get older too, at least in my opinion, your friends kind of, your circle starts like this and it gets consolidated because you get those people that, like you said, you just know for a while, and we've known each other for a while. I've gotten to know Patty over the course of the, year and some change, and gotten real good friends with Patty, and got friends, our little clique, same thing from 15, 16 years that I know I can count on them as family. It's always nice to.
Well, Patty's got 35,000 friends because he's got birthday parties every weekend.
Yeah.
He does. He can't relate to only having 3 friends.
Yeah. It's a whole topic I actually have.
To bring it back to a more funny topic. You
No, I didn't have a funny time. I had a
I just like to make fun of you about how you have 35 birthday parties every weekend.
I'll have 2 less now.
Yeah.
That's a shot, but not a shot. Not a need for it to be a shot.
Yikes.
No, just life doesn't prepare you. I think as you get older, to y'all's point, like you do start to figure out who your friends are. And this isn't to say that I've lost a friend or anything like that, but I think things change in life sometimes and you don't expect them to. And it's the biggest gut punch sometimes is somebody else maybe deciding that whatever you had is not really there, whether it's from other people's decisions or whether it's just this awkward situation that has arisen, whatever it is, no one prepares you for that. And I think that sometimes it takes adults to come together and have conversations and they just don't do it. And now I'm going on a whole nother tangent, but yeah, I am definitely thankful for that as well as finding friends that are real genuine and willing to work and
it's all about
be
friends. All about finding friends that get in the effort too, because like you said, and Dave mentioned too, it's like life happens. You get people move away, they move 3 hours away, they move states away, but it's if you genuinely care for that person and you value that friendship, you're going to make the effort, to continue that friendship versus you get those people that just, you don't hear from them and you see them 3-4 years later at a bar or somewhere and you're like, hey man, remember, it's like,
yeah.
It's like you can still be friends, but not as close, like kind of how we're talking about.
You also have the friends that I have one friend here. I'll say this because we're keep going down a rabbit hole. We'll do some after show stuff. I have one friend that's kind of the opposite though. Like I could not see him for 2 years. I mean, I just saw he was my best man at my wedding. He's my daughter's godfather. I just saw him for the first time in a year, like this past weekend. And we didn't even realize it had been a year. So what I'm getting at is like sometimes you have those friends that like you don't see them for a year, you don't see them for 2 years, and you just pick right up. And it's like, hey man,
we have a mutual friend that's coming in like next week. That we talk to, I don't know how often you talk to him, but it's a couple times a year. But like when they come down, it's like they were never gone.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm staying at your house this night. Hey, we're gonna have dinner this night. We're gonna have like, cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
I like that.
That was a good way to end it. I do like that. I like ending with some thankful stuff. I know we used to do that with like when Jerry Springer passed away. Like we would jokingly
it was more of a you thing.
It might be a you thing. Whatever. I also used to start every podcast with "Hey yo."
Yeah.
Shout out Scott Hall. That's it. We appreciate y'all. I'm thankful for you guys. Nobody said that.
That's
Jeez,
right.
I'm thankful for you guys. Stay tuned. I think we're gonna do an in-person pod soon. And I really want as many people to be there as possible. So whatever we have to do to get you there, please interact with us. Please talk to us. Let us know places you want to go, things like that. Any other thoughts before we close this out?
Nope.
Yodely, yeet hoo.
Yeet. Yeet. Yeet.
There it is.
That was about 3 weeks worth of yeets.
Yeah.